Ready? Okay. How was that? Hello. Right, so here we go. Here's the Scrambler with the arrow on it and no baffle. What do you think? It's quite fun. It's taller than a Thruxton. See what happens. Same fast idle button. Sounds warm to me. Yeah, it's taller. Pegs are further forward. See where my foot is? Cool. Ooh. Turning circles, excellent. Right, how upright's this? This is weird. The handlebars are quite high. Listen to that. Wow. So this seating position's weird. The handlebars are up high. Oh, I love it when kids wave. But yeah. But yeah, it's weird. Seating, my feet are quite far forwards. They're not under my bum. They're not as far forwards as under my knee. I'm going to have to relearn where the gear selector is. It's quite easy. Yeah, bloody comfortable. Seat's nice and spongy. These mirrors look a bit... well, they look a bit ridiculous, to be honest. They're too high. I mean, if you had the bars coming out like that, at a different angle, that'd be better. Woohoo! Anyway. Well, you've got a tack and a speedo. Black handlebar, that's nice. It's a nice touch. It's certainly got some poke. Now, as has been discussed previously, this and the Bonneville California, or America, same engine as the Thruxton and the Bonneville T100, but with a 270-degree timing interval, firing order, depending on how you want to look at it. So it gives more of a V-twin sound, apparently. That's the point of it. You tell me. It definitely sounds more thuddy. Yeah. Now I can tell the seating arrangement here is one for being able to stand up quite easily. The thing is, I'm doing 40. Do I really want to stand up doing 40? That's perfectly good. Yeah. All right. That farts its way along quite nicely. Now this arrow is a 2-in-1 arrow, and it doesn't have the baffle in, so... this is a piece of piss to ride. I don't really like the high handlebars. They're very wide as well. Now, on a Bonneville, they're lower. They're about here. Basically, I think this bit's just twisted down more, but it doesn't have such a bend, so it isn't so close to you. Now that's a nice bike. Now, if I had just passed my test, for example, and I had to have this type of Triumph, classic-looking Triumph, this is definitely the easiest one to ride. It's got the most control with the big wide handlebars, sitting up. And the higher you are, I've noticed, the more balance you've got. Yeah? So, I think it would suit someone who's just passed the test better than a Thruxton or a Bonneville. And yet, a Bonneville... a Bonneville is, I think, more comfortable. This has got... I mean, the seat's comfy on this, but the rear suspension's a bit harsher. It's probably got a bit longer travel as well. Now, also, it's got 10 brake horsepower less than the standard 865. I'd say that's down to timing, and also slightly different cams. I mean, there's plenty there, though. Certainly, there's plenty to play around with. I'm doing 60, and I can really go for it. Right, when I've got a bit of a clear road, let's see. Let's do it quickly. First gear, 10 miles an hour. Let's go. 60. So that was pretty nifty, and I like the pops on the overrun as well. Yeah, it's a good bike. Nice bike, this. Whee! Oh, I think the gearing's shorter. Certainly shorter than on my Thruxton. Gives it a good bit of oomph there. It also means that if you're doing trails or minor off-road stuff, the throttle isn't going to be as... The throttle's going to be easier to control, I think. Or is that higher gearing? No, higher gearing, it's to smooth the throttle out. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I like that. Makes you want to just keep going, bah! Ooh, lovely pops on the overrun. But how do I feel? How do I feel on it? Well, it doesn't feel that special. I think it's because of the mirrors. The mirrors make it feel like a 1970s Honda. I might actually shorten the handlebars and have it so the handle was sort of about, if the handle was about there instead of there, it would feel better. Oh, slow down. That's 5 gears, I think, same as the Bonneville and the Thruxton. It's basically got a bit more torque, a little less power, and the torque band is much lower. And that pulls nicely from 3,000 revs. Let's see what it's like from 2,000 revs. In 5th. Oh, it judders around, but it's probably a fairly new engine. This is a 2014 reg. But ultimately, it's a nice bike. Definitely have to have the Aero exhaust, I think. But as that's an extra 500 quid, you might not want to get that initially. Yeah, I like it. Whee, pop, 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 fart, fart, fart. Oh, I should have got in that field. Give it back to them totally knackered. Engine bars, yes, definitely get engine bars. Right. Handling wise, woo! I felt when I was getting on it, it was a bit top heavy. I must admit, that's what I felt. But riding it feels fine. You wouldn't notice it at all. If you're indeed a smaller stature and a lady, you might struggle. Quite happy to go in a pub. Greasy roads, do not want to come off. Oh, hang on. Stand up. The pegs aren't quite wide enough for standing up on. yeah, it's not a... And the bodywork, they're a bit too high as well, so that it's your calves that are touching the tank and not your thighs, so control of the body weight would be difficult. There we go, look at that turning circle. Not bad at all. Like that. Yeah, I'd stay sitting down if I were you when it comes to balance and control. But I like it. It's tall. Pity we've chosen such a shitty day, really. I don't particularly want to go out on a speed triple on this. But yeah. Now let's see if I can feel that timing difference. No, it's just a sound rather than a feel, isn't it? There's a bit more rock. The bike rocks forward and back under acceleration and braking more. That's a difference between this and the Bonneville, but sounds amazing. I love that sound. It's a throatier, like a gun, throatier sound than my Thruxton. My Thruxton's got a bark sound, but I think that could be the difference between an Arrow 2-in-1 and the British Customs Predators I've got on mine. But no, that does sound... I had a 2-in-1 Arrow on my Thruxton initially, and this does sound different. Yeah, you can definitely tell the engine, different timing from sound, but from feel. I suppose the engine feels a bit vibier between your legs. But yeah, it's good. I like it. Yeah, it's a sit-up. Can I lean? I feel ridiculous leaning forwards like this. I feel utterly... Hello! Yeah, alright. And certainly the steering lock. Got a lot more steering lock on that than on the Bonneville or Thruxton. Also, the Scrambler looks excellent with panniers, full luggage, all that kind of stuff. Really showing off the fact that it's a pack horse type of bike. I think if I was going to get an adventure bike, and I wanted a classic adventure bike, this is what I'd get. Because it can go off-road, it's got the knobbly tyres. Foot controls are nice. I think the gear selecting lever's a bit high for me. I'd want it slightly lower. But ultimately, I'm not getting any heat from this side exhaust. Pity it's such a shit day, really. But I don't really want to hoon this sort of bike around twisties anyway. This is just a nice bike to ride around, really. Right. You get a nice little surge at 5,000 when the power starts to overtake the torque. Yeah, it's good. Well, this is quite a heavy bike, 230 kilograms wet, I believe. Same as the Thruxton. Right, you ready? I'm going to open my helmet as well so you get the full effect of the noise. Ready? Okay. How was that? I hope you got that. And, 70, it's quite a lot of wind. That's not because I've had a curry. That's good. Pops and farts, nice. Tis a moist day. Pity it's not warm and moist. So yeah, there we go. I've tested a Scrambler for you. Tiny buddy ho.